With a raft of high-profile litigation, tangles with China, the rollout of 5G and more, it's been an interesting and not uneventful several years for Qualcomm's technology licensing (QTL) business. Steering the ship through these turbulent times was QTL President, Alex Rogers. Likely due in part to his role in guiding Qualcomm through these challenges, IM named Rogers in its top 40 market makers list. Again, I might add, an annual ranking of business leaders shaking up the market. Rogers recently sat down for an interview with IM, in which he discussed the licensing business's journey over the past several years. I wanted to share some of the things that stood out to me in the interview. For more background, see my own interview with Rogers last fall. These days, understandably, the first question posed in most tech industry interviews seems to be, how is your business coping with the pandemic? Licensing deals, traditionally, involve a lot of face-to-face negotiation. That had to change when COVID-19 came along. Despite that, Rogers said QTL was able to adapt to virtual negotiations, without a hitch. In fact, according to Rogers, the business was running so smoothly and quickly that QTL had to build in mechanisms to slow down workflow and avoid employee burnout. Rogers also said that QTL's innovation pipeline has even sped up, with an increase of 30% since the outset of the pandemic, due to the extra productivity time employees gained when they stopped commuting and traveling for work. This increased to 60% by the end of the year according to the company's Q4 earnings, with 5G-related inventions more than doubled. And while innovation is also typically a face-to-face team effort, Rogers says Qualcomm's engineers have found collaborative virtual platforms that have allowed them to make the transition seamlessly. As mentioned earlier, Qualcomm has been in the news for its high-profile legal battles over the last few years. The FTC filed an antitrust case against the company back in 2017, culminating in a ruling against Qualcomm in a Northern California district court in 2019. Qualcomm then successfully appealed the decision with the Ninth Court of Appeals. As I said in my coverage at the time, it was an absolute clown show, but Qualcomm weathered the storm. Rogers shared some more insights into that period for Qualcomm and his role in it. Before he stepped into his role with QTL, his background as a litigator led him to work with Qualcomm's regulatory issues in China. While not a licensing lawyer, Rogers cited his experience as a litigator and the adaptability he learned from it as crucial to his efforts to navigate Qualcomm's more recent legal challenges. After Qualcomm permanently brought Rogers on as head of QTL in 2016, he said it took 6 years of laser focus to work through myriad regulatory issues.